back to another episode of Ideally, though.
Ideally, though.
I'm your host, Erica, and with me is my hubby, my bestie, my butter bitch. What?
Yeah, what up?
It's been a crazy little week.
Yeah, this week has been pretty intense.
You know what's crazy? March is a really long month, like January is
Yeah.
and December is.
hmm
But it feels like it's been kind of going by pretty fast.
Yep, and I would attribute it to all the chaos that's been going on.
You know what? I was like, oh my God, what are we going to talk about? And then when I sat back and you sent me some things, I was like, oh shit, there's been so much that's been going on.
Yeah,
What
it's
the
been a
hell is
wild
going on
week.
with me?
Yeah, it's been a wild week.
Yeah, I think the first thing I saw was at a Lakers game, Stephen A. Hill.
Oh, it's
He's getting
Stephen A.
approached.
Smith?
It's
Smith.
is it Smith or
It's
Hill?
Smith. It's Stephen A. Smith.
Am I tripping?
Yeah, you're thinking of Jamel Hill.
Oh shit. Am I?
Yes, it's Stephen A. Smith.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you saw that he got approached by LeBron James.
hmm
I think okay, this is one thing. Okay, I have there's two things here. I know you're a father, kind of approaching someone talking about your son,
hmm
but this is the sport, and you know how it is. So if he's saying, "Listen, your son is not as good as he's supposed to be. He needs to be in the G League for a minute." I don't see what the problem is. You guys are always going to get scrutinized either way it goes, and you playing daddy on the court is not going to help.
That's a fair
So
opinion. I think I think both people should take accountability for some bullshit that's in here. The Stephen A. Smith has to take accountability
oh, I'm tripping.
because of what
Why
he
say
said.
Hill?
Jamel Hill,
Jesus.
she does the same type of stuff. Um, he went on record saying like as a father, like using the term as a father
Hmm.
when speaking to me about my son. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily speaking about Bronny per se. It's mostly speaking about my parenting. Because what LeBron is doing right now on the court is parenting. He's doing his own little version.
You can't do that.
And you can't tell a parent how to parent.
Yeah, but this no, we're professionals right now.
I
Once
get
you put
that.
that jersey
That
on,
comes with it,
yeah.
yes. But you still can't do that. That's why I say that both need to take accountability for
Well,
shit.
let me give you an example. There was when I think he played for the Cavaliers. This is when he first started. He got into it with I forgot another player. His mom tried to get in the middle, and he said, "Sit your ass down, cause I'm a man." And okay, then why is that not the same for when you are speaking about Bronny? He's a grown man.
It's not the same thing because these are two men and I am also parenting and mentoring my son right now. I think it's
Mm,
different. You have your own aspect of it, but it's a different thing when he's not just particularly talking about Bronny. I think LeBron gets the fact that
mhm.
he has to do the sports thing, the sportscaster thing, where
Yeah,
yeah, he is on the court. He has to take his blows. I
yeah,
get that portion. You cannot come to me as a father on live TV like that, like as a father, because that's what he was saying in camera. Like as a father, LeBron, like as a father, you got to understand. Like you can't approach me like that when I'm doing. What is this? The worst case scenario? He's an NBA player.
yeah.
He's still like winning, and I'm still parenting my child at the end of the day. And
He
there's a
said,
little
"Stop
bit
fucking
of
with my son." So it was
you
that's
can't
it.
do that. I honestly don't think you can do that.
I think LeBron can't do that.
We
I
can
think
agree to
you,
disagree.
yeah, because nobody else's father, nobody else's daddy is stepping up to Steven saying, "Hey, don't talk about my son."
Nobody else's kid is in the league like that.
Yeah, but there's a truth behind it. He does need to go to the G League,
That's again why I say,
but there's there's a many people who have opinions. Just come on now.
yeah,
I would
everybody
have waited till he's got the
everybody can have
jersey.
opinions, but also Stephen A. Smith is like the biggest sportscaster in the world right now.
Hmm.
He is the guy. Everybody knows who well, at least if you know his last name, you
Well, yeah, you know me.
do.
I don't even know
But
nobody's freaking name.
he is top dog in the realm, and I think it would be different. If somebody were to come towards, like, we don't know anything about Stephen A. Smith's life, his
Hmm.
kids. Nobody gets to make commentary about and in the way he did make the commentary. Again, what he is saying about Bronny is absolutely true. He's right about that. But you can't approach LeBron the way you are as a father. Like you're again telling me my parenting skills right now suck. Like as a father, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, I mean, I guess
That's exactly
if
what it
he's
is.
narrating it that way, like as a father,
Yes,
but
there was
I
a whole
think as
sportscast about it.
LeBron, I think you can step to him when you're not in the jersey because it just still looks like you're babying
He was
him,
wrong.
and he's a grown man.
I get it.
So I would say no problem with stepping to him. Like if you're gonna be talking to me, like as a father, I wouldn't do that for my son. Okay, well let me wait until I get on my suit after and then I'm gonna talk to you. It's a way to go about things. It's a time and place.
So the when I'm speaking to the as a father moment, this was separate on his own show. In the
Okay,
camera on show live TV, as I was
gotcha.
saying,
Hmm.
he's saying that. Now I have to sit back with Bronny and watch it and hear this and see the clips
Well,
and
I
things
mean, it
that
is what it
are going
is.
on. And I can take personal offense as LeBron. I can take personal
Mm-hmm.
offense because so far my parenting hasn't done anything else wrong. How is this wrong?
It
My
just yeah,
parenting
it's
got
just
my kid into the NBA. Everybody here is successful. All my kids love Taco Tuesday. Where am I doing wrong as a father? You can't
I don't
do
know.
that. It's a different thing.
It's too sensitive. I
It's a
think the
different thing.
men's are too sensitive. As a father, people gonna say stuff all the time.
That's not
Shit,
very
fuck it.
surprising. So I get
Yeah,
it.
LeBron's always been sensitive. Everybody's gonna say something. Doesn't matter.
He's been in the limelight since he was 15. I don't think he's sensitive. I think he's aware. And those are two separate things to
Mm,
me.
I don't know.
I think those are two separate things.
I think he can just let people talking, just like how people are worse. People have said worse things. But I understand, like with Stephen A. Smith, with him, he like you said, to being the biggest broadcaster. But I just feel like just let they stupid ass talk. Just let him talk. Who cares? He's in the NBA, and what are you gonna do about it? you know.
That's the point.
So I
Yeah.
don't. I think that's fine. You can talk to as a man. You can talk to anybody. I just say wait until you're out the jersey and then do it, just so people don't add. It's not adding insult to injury
Yeah.
at that point.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think all perspectives personally change if you don't come at LeBron that way. If you just say, "Hey, look, not not to be like that, dog, but your son need to be in the G League. He ain't really developing right now real well, and he
Yeah.
can do well over there because we've seen it,
I
instead
mean,
of
yeah.
adding the extra sauce that he did."
Well, I saw Bronny play for the first time preseason, and he didn't do bad. It didn't feel like he was getting babied by LeBron, but I think LeBron is being in the league for so long, he plays that fatherly role in general on on the team.
Yeah,
But it is gonna be microscope because it's your son, so we're gonna be like, oh you baby, oh you baby. So I get it,
that's
but
fair.
again, just as a player, you're a player, and then when you are a dad, remember that jersey come off, and then you could talk to somebody and step to somebody man to man, or let me talk to you when I'm after the game because I got some things to talk to you about.
Yeah,
So
he definitely could have pulled him
yeah,
aside. I agree, but
because everybody was looking and stuff,
both can take accountability for it.
everybody trying to read the mouths and stuff like that. So and then he gets to say his commentary about what happened. So then it's just like, oh shit, here
They
come
did catch
LeBron.
him hot mic'd and
Yeah,
talking about it afterwards, basically saying the same exact stuff. That's why I say it's
yeah,
different, and I understand it. I understand it because of the extra side conversation that was actually showing up and stuff. So
I
it's a
get
different
it.
thing.
Yeah, but again, if we're talking about sports, again, it's your job. Um,
That is true.
but yeah, I get. Yeah, I understand. I understand. I know there was. I saw me and you were talking about this. Doechii with her
Hmm.
interview
Hmm.
and how she said red flag is a straight man. Now
Yes.
I didn't. It seemed pretty vague when I watched the little interview. She has said in the past that she's queer and she's bisexual and she's dated bisexual men, so it's cool.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder what your interpretation of the red flag for a straight guy is.
All right. I I didn't care. Honestly, I was completely indifferent because like
Yeah.
I understood what she said because of just knowing the priors, that
Mhm.
information. Um, I think it was interesting that it brought up a bunch of conversation, which is why I wanted to speak to you about it because uh, it's interesting that I saw a lot of arguments about the way the term red flag is used. Because it's not apparently it's not just like, oh, this is something I don't like and I don't
Yeah.
want. Apparently, it's not that at all. It's actually a red flag is a sign of actual danger. And I started looking at the perspectives I was seeing online and going, what, I could see why you guys take it that way, but also it definitely wasn't meant that way. Like
Mhm.
it was not meant to be like that because
Yeah.
they were bringing up the argument about that happened last year. Like, would you rather stay? in the woods, like with a bear or with a man.
Yeah, I mean, straight men ain't been given lately, I guess. So that's why she probably said it, and she's bisexual.
Yeah, and then
So,
her last man was straight, and then he cheated on her with a dude.
so it's
So
like being in the closet. It's like you might,
that would
at least
all,
with this one,
yeah, that
she's
would
yeah,
automatically kind of be dangerous to
hmm
her. You know what I mean?
absolutely,
Especially if you want to get down to like drabs, like STDs and shit. Like you don't want to do all
absolutely.
that, right? So I don't agree with everybody who's giving her the rah rah. First off, I don't agree
Yeah,
with
some
it.
people just go with the, it's the bandwagon.
Yeah,
I can see what she means by it,
exactly.
so I can see both sides. It's whatever.
I get her
I think it's
side.
funny.
And I thought it was exactly. I was just about to say I thought it was funny. It was a great joke because like truth be told,
I don't think it's a
like
joke,
hey niggas, we ain't really got like the best track record because a lot of y'all niggas out
right?
there beat
So
garbage, dog.
it's like I get what she's saying by it.
Yeah,
So I mean,
it's one of those situations where I was like, we got
if
to take the
a
L on that.
if a woman says she'd rather be in the damn forest with a bear,
Mm.
then you need to take a look at yourselves in the mirror.
It's a moment of clear like reflection, self reflection. If you really got offended by that shit, you really have to take a look at yourself and go, am I the red flag?
All
Like
these women always. It's just like, I hate that. It's just these men, or even women, vice versa. They get really like
I saw
up
women
in
supporting that
arms.
argument. I saw women supporting the argument of their like the masculinity is being taken away and straight men like really back. It was a weird moment. That's why I thought it was so complex because I was like, I took that as a joke. I ha ha'd at it.
I took it as, oh, I see, girl, I see what you're talking about, because we all didn't have these kind of conversations.
Yeah,
But obviously, the men who haven't heard about it and they think they are that, then they're like, oh, really? Oh, it's just like a feminist, or it's just like a this type of woman to think like that. And it's like, we can't have an opinion, or she can't have an opinion about why she might think. Danger, danger.
her last relationship, the nigga was straight. She gave everything a shot. It was a good go. She was in love, and he cheated on her
Hmm.
with the nigga.
And this,
So come
you're right.
on.
And this is my thing too. People love to say, well, don't treat the last, your new person like this, but this is a big thing. So I'm eyes wide open on the new relationship, and straight men, obviously,
Yeah,
because a lot of them are in the closet, and you're not sure nowadays, and you got to ask, you got a girlfriend or you got a boyfriend.
I
You
don't think
have to
you.
ask
I don't. Do you
sometimes.
really have to ask about that
Yes,
nowadays?
absolutely.
Huh?
I mean, you don't have to ask about that, but
I ain't got
as
to
a
worry
woman,
about a
it
goddamn
is
thing.
like a, wanting to know, and it's safety too.
Uh,
Like, can't get mad about that. We want to
yeah,
know.
that's where my mind goes.
Hmm.
It's not necessarily about like the down low DL shit. That it's more of a safety thing for me.
Yeah, like, let me know what's up so I can make it. I can have the opportunity to make an opinion or make a choice about what I want to do.
Right,
When you
right.
take that choice away from me, it's unfair.
Yeah, she, yeah. Anybody who got their feelings hurt, go take a long look in the mirror real quick. Just a long look in the mirror.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you might be the red flag nigga. you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
and she said I've dated bisexual men. It's not a problem, but it's the
Yeah,
ones who are not saying anything that is a problem.
yeah, yeah.
And
I
if you
get
don't
that.
think so, there's a problem with
I
you.
don't think so, but also like I'm not that type of nigga. It's just a weird. That's why I was like, yo, this is just a joke, right? Like I laughed
I don't
heartily
think
at it.
it's
I
a
was like, oh,
joke.
that's hilarious.
I think it's funny, but I don't think she was joking. But 'cause like you said, if it's
Well,
especially stem,
satire is a joke. It has
yeah.
some truth in it. I
Mhm.
think again, her last relationship, knowing that information, yeah, it was a joke. It's clearly a joke. But
Mhm.
her satire behind it. Learn satire.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I don't know. I didn't take it as a joke, but I was like, oh my god, that makes sense. Like, okay, yeah, funny,
Okay.
and it was funny. I didn't see the. And if anybody got mad, I was just like, what?
Yeah.
What are you getting mad about?
Yeah. People got
There be
it.
people in the comments just be like, this is their life, and they be just so upset about your opinion.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
It's the internet for you.
Anyways,
That is the internet for you.
okay, so weeks ago, Tank started the Residual challenge. You know how Chris Brown has a Residual song.
Oh,
So
okay.
Tank started it where it was his own version. And I personally like Tank's version the best, probably one of the best.
Hmm.
So everyone else started doing it. We had Jacob Lattimore, he did his, which was really good because he was talking about his relationship with Saraya. She was the one from Empire, and then she ended up being on BMF. She's a singer and actress.
Okay. Not
She's now
familiar
with
though.
Joey Badass. and
Okay.
she's pregnant.
Okay.
So he kind of talked about that and how he couldn't give her a baby and all this stuff. So I was like, okay, people are really putting their truths inside of it.
Huh.
And then we see Latasha from Escape. She do her version of Residuals, and
Uh.
she talks about how her husband may have had a baby on her, and she haven't been with him for 2 years, and that
Oh.
her and her sister are gonna talk about the residuals. Give Tamika her $30,000.
Oh wow. They're not together anymore.
Okay, this is funny though. Okay, Debrat, she has her own morning show
Yeah.
with I think Ricky Smiley and them.
Mm.
She was on the phone with Tamika, so
Oh.
Latasha's sister
Okay.
from Escape, and she was like, "Well, I mean, I know my sister. She could have. I saw her at a family function. I was getting my groove on the dance floor. My mom and her walked in, and then they walked right out. She was like, somebody I know, a neighbor that's a neighbor of her sister, sees him at the house. So, I mean, that could be one or who knows.
Mm.
But they were like, I don't think I think they're still together.
Uh.
And she was like, like I miss my sister. If she was to come to me right now, I would fall in her arms,
Mm.
because she's the baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But she was like, I can see the look that she made at the end of that. She made a little video of the residuals on her version, and
Yeah.
she's like, I could tell the last little look she gave, she's not serious about it.
Interesting.
And I thought that now we're not going to take away from Latasha. She has the best voice to me, almost in Escape. She has the best voice in Escape. She
I
was the
think it's the
chunkier one.
reason why she isn't she the one that takes her sister's lines? She does her sister's lines in the group songs, right?
Well, Tamika now does Latasha's
Yeah,
parts now.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's
now
what I'm
that they're
saying.
on tour, it's just three.
Yeah, yeah,
But she also talked about being kicked out of Escape, and I was like, girl, we all watched the show on Peacock, and you wasn't kicked out. Remember, you thought you was gonna do big and bad for the gospel on the
yeah.
gospel
She had her
side.
little solo thing
Yeah,
going. Hmm.
and Rocky got you all up in arms, think you was about to have a bomb ass Kurt Franklin gospel career, and it ain't
Yeah,
come to fruition. And
yeah,
this is the thing, Latasha is up there when you talk about great singers, but because she has a reputation of like an attitude problem and a chip on her shoulder about being the big girl, and her, just her with the group and Candy and stuff like that, people don't want to necessarily work with you. And when we found out that you and Rocky stole that girl money,
yeah.
we
That
like,
part,
really?
that part is a big one.
Not your
Yeah,
sister money, and we know your mama probably knew about it.
yeah.
So
Everybody seemed like they were against old girl anyway. So that whole situation is nasty, and to make us the song, it
yeah,
just
she said she was like, we're gonna talk about the
pettiness.
residuals.
It's
Okay,
petty.
then give your sister back her money.
Yeah, that's pettiness and disgusting.
That was a really good.
I, I'm sorry. I remember hearing now I'm thinking about it. I remember
Mhm.
hearing R. Kelly doing a version.
He just did one this week. I thought it was AI at first, but as it kept going, it's real.
It's real.
He did his song, but where's my money?
Yeah, where's my residuals?
Where's my
Who's
residuals?
getting all my checks?
I said, dang, Robert, you ain't, you ain't a good person, but that voice
He
still
still
good.
got it.
I mean, like, not to make fun of,
He feels so
but I
bad.
said, damn
That
man,
nigga still got it.
the voice still golden, you know. But he said that he has written 25 albums in prison, and I believe it.
I believe it too.
Hey, you think it's some trapped in the closet
No, no,
versions out
but
there?
no, it ain't nothing like that. Because I'm sure they ain't giving him the chance to record, really record anything. Because like Tory Lanez's album came out this week or
Mm-hmm.
whatever,
I
and you
haven't
could
listened to
tell
it.
the difference between what was really recorded on the
Damn.
equipment. Because it sounded like, even though R. Kelly's voice was angelic, sue me. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it was angelic.
Let's go.
It was golden. It still sounded like it was going through the phone.
Shit, not to me. I said they did. I don't know what they did, but do you feel like with Tory Lanez and R. Kelly, it was giving Empire Lucius Lyons snitch,
Oh, Jesus
bitch,
Christ.
snitching ass bitch.
R. Kelly sounded like that, but he sounded great sounding like that.
Yeah.
I gave Tory Lanez a listen, and I thought this is corny as fuck, so I cut it off.
Okay, I
So
haven't listened to it.
I mean, when you get the chance to listen to it, if you do, then we could talk about it
I
because
think
I honestly just got some opinions.
I think Tory Lanez also said the only person who kind of like put money on his books or gave him was like Chris Brown. For me, I just kind of stay out of those type of things. If
Yeah,
I'm an artist, like, but you my boy and stuff like that, like, I get it, like as a person, But just don't name drop me.
Yeah, don't.
Just
Yeah,
say,
you know
just,
what I'm
I already
saying?
got much going
Because now
on.
you gonna fuck up the bag for
I
me.
already got so much going on.
Yeah.
Please don't do this
I
to
don't need the
me.
women in my audience and shit to turn on me, dog.
Yeah, I don't
They
know. It's
like men.
okay. No, but I yeah, R. Kelly's was up there with Tank and Latasha's residuals and Jacob
I'm
Lattimore.
gonna
They
have to
did
give
really
them a
good.
listen because I've the only one I actually did get the chance to hear. It was the R. Kelly one. And I was like, holy shit, that's fucking wild.
You
So
know who else? Isaiah J. He does reviews for like all of the Now That's TVs and the Zeus's. He
ah,
did a good one too.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, R. Kelly, I said, you ain't getting no checks. You don't deserve nothing. And you ain't taking accountability because you talking about you don't know why you in there. Yes, you do. It's
Mm,
been decades upon decades.
yeah,
So shut
yeah.
up
We know.
and get your hair braided in there. Don't worry about the what the happened with the checks.
Drip, drip, drip.
Just say it. Don't worry about it. But
Don't
you
do it.
know, the voice was angelic, so we applaud you. We just need a little bit of R. Kelly, just a little bit.
I mean, you know what? We got it. Got the taste of it.
You
It's
know
all
what
right.
sucks though?
Pause.
Like imagine having a whole album. Like B2K had an album. Marcus Houston had a whole album where it was like produced and wrote like R. Kelly, and then you it came where you just couldn't like you don't want to perform those songs live. You know, they have the
Yeah.
Millennium Tour coming up and stuff like that, and it's kind of like I think you have to pick and choose. But to me, I would be like, no, I'm not. Like,
It's if it's my hit, I gotta play my
yeah, I'm
hit.
gonna play my shit. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
People don't care no more.
it's
It's
my
the
hit.
music.
They think it. They attach it to me, like
Yeah,
us. They don't attach it to him.
yeah.
Normally, you know what I mean?
Yeah. As
Yeah.
long as it's not a feature, just play the first part or something like that.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
people, most people do have done that. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So that makes more sense anyway.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm very subconscious about listening to R. Kelly. I don't, because I want to uphold those victims.
Yeah,
But like, damn, it's like
it's
I
rough. It
believe I could
hurts,
fly and stuff. Like, what if I get in that feeling?
bro. Stepping in the name of love is me and my mom's shit. I
That's
can't
all the
dance.
aunties and
I
uncles.
can't dance with my mom to that song
You
no
ain't
more,
gonna be
and
able
it
to.
sucks because that was our shit.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Even K Michelle, she was like, he was my mentor. So, and
Ooh,
people tried to bash her for that. I was like, no, you can't. Like, you can't be mad that he was a great like
mentor to her.
artist.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm. Can we separate the music from the person,
God,
the
I
man,
wish we could.
the man from the music?
I wish we could, but we really
Yeah.
can't. Most of the time, they're not gonna allow us to. And when you do,
Mm.
you will be ostracized as well. So yeah.
One on better news. Wendy Williams, she was escorted to a hospital to see a psychiatrist.
Oh,
She did like a capacity test and she scored 10 out of 10.
okay. So mental capacity, she's A1.
Yeah, this is amid the whole guardianship
Yeah. What the fuck
investigation.
is going on?
So my friend needs to get her money, get control back over her money. She needs somebody who's going to be there as a caregiver, not somebody who's stifling her from talking to her friends, keep her in a penthouse by herself, taking away her cats,
Mm-hmm.
not giving her phone. Give that lady back all her stuff. Give her great caregivers around the clock,
Mm-hmm.
nurses, and get her back on TV.
What I've come to understand is she actually got the chance to, I guess, go with her niece to
Hmm.
like dinner or some shit, and the police got called for, and she was almost going to be charged for kidnapping. Apparently, like a judge was called, and like the
That's
police got
scary. I'm
this shit
grown.
is really weird. It feels like some of that insider, like, oh, I know the judge, so I can make shit happen type shit to
It's like
me.
somebody's taking away your life.
It is. It's
Yeah.
so scary.
I can't go out to dinner with my niece.
What? And you're gonna hit her with kidnapping? What the fuck? I don't understand what they're doing, and I feel like they're trying to bleed Wendy dry. It
Yeah.
doesn't. None of this feels safe, and like the
Hmm.
conservatorship needs to stop. And
Yeah.
and like we have to kind of like look back on any other past people who've been
Yeah,
under
like
these
Britney
types of
Spears and stuff.
exactly.
Yeah, there's a big like hole in that guardianship, conservatorship,
Yeah.
like sector, and we need to like pay attention more. That's where the funding needs to go. What do we
Uh,
need to do there?
yeah, because this just seems like somebody is like technically, legally, literally taking advantage of somebody.
You know who I could see them doing that to? And I hope that doesn't happen. Even though he be some things I don't agree with him with, but Kanye West, I could see that could happen to him later
Ah,
on. I could
conservative shit,
because they'll just go off a past history of him being erratic and all
mentally
the yeah.
unstable.
That's what's
Yeah,
gonna happen. I hope that doesn't happen but I feel like that could be a thing later on.
Mm. I've heard some. I've read some actually, some theories on like what's Kanye going to be in the next decade, decade and a half, and people say a lot of people have said he's gonna have the ending like Kurt Cobain. I'll keep it like that,
Oh
and I
no.
would never want that. And but do I have a nihilist? Can I have a nihilistic view for a second? I kind of feel like it could happen.
Sometimes he spirals and I don't know what's
Exactly.
going on. I don't know what's up with his mental.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
and that's I think what's scaring me
hmm
about the situation because he was also one of those golden gooses. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like he literally changed the landscape of hip hop as a whole,
Yeah,
like the
and he's
culture as a
crossed over to
whole.
me.
Yes, but
Yeah.
that's what he made. He like helped administer that in
Yeah.
a lot of ways. And to see where this has fallen now, like I'm sad that I am saying to myself, I'm fucking sick of Kanye.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, can we go back to, back to '08,
Man,
back to
man, let me get
'05,
graduation Kanye.
'03.
Let me get late registration.
Yeah, cuz it
College
just is,
dropout Kanye.
yeah, it's been a flop for me. So, I don't
Are you
know.
gonna give his new album apparently a listen when it drops? I'm not.
When is it
I it
dropping?
it's Kanye. Don't worry about dates. Just
I don't know.
I
I
don't think I'm gonna
can't.
give it a listen at all. I just it's one of those things where I can't support this man, especially after all the anti-Semitic shit. It's just
Yeah,
not.
he just had like a whole like clan outfit he posted on Instagram a couple days ago.
Oh my
And I was like,
god.
I don't know what this is supposed to mean, but I don't want to see it.
Yeah, guarantee he got money off of that. Guaranteed he's getting paid ducats off of that stuff too.
And you want to call people coons? You looking like a coon. Daddy Trump, is
He's
he pulling the strings?
very Uncle Ruckus like.
Yeah, very much.
Some powerful niggatry going on around here.
Right. You know what else has been sad that I've been seeing, that I think since COVID, there's been a lot of transparency when it comes to like actors and artists in general about how much money they make and things like that. I saw a couple of days ago Dawn Richardson from In Vogue. She went on live, or she did a video. She posted a video and she was saying how she's been living in her car for the last 3 years.
Wasn't she in Vogue for like only? She hasn't been in Vogue since like '98 or
They
some shit, right?
well no they she well what happened was she did come back, I think, in '09 and a couple
Oh,
times, and then I think that she separated from them just recently again because of management disputes and things like that.
oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay,
So
she's been living
since
in her car.
homeless for 3 years now.
What?
I mean, since COVID, since 2020, she has done interviews where she said like she was living with her mom out here in Vegas,
Uh huh.
but it became toxic. So her former manager was like, "Hey, you need to come back to like Los Angeles, and
Mm.
I'll put you up temporarily." And it came to where he was putting her up in a hotel, but it was costing a lot and bleeding his pockets. And she blames it kind of on like, "Oh well, I would want him to come in, sign off on this apartment, but he couldn't." And I'm like, I don't know if somebody else is responsible for doing that.
Yeah.
And so after a while, she just started living in her car. I'm
Wow.
just like, and this is my thing. You have a great voice. There's nobody willing to maybe have you be a background singer. I've seen um, artists who were in groups who went and did like background for Macy Gray and stuff like that. I'm just thinking like, is that not something available? Because I remember one of the ladies from SWV saying the same thing,
Mm.
and I was just like, what is going on
Yeah,
with all
I
the
do remember that.
networking?
I do.
Yeah,
But you know what it is? Truthfully, do you
it
know what
just sucks.
the shitty 360 deal contracts they used to give people back in the day?
Mm,
The shit that you're stuck in now, you're not gonna get paid the way you should be getting paid. Like a lot of our like legends should be getting paid what like Rolling Stones and like Guns
yeah,
N' Roses and U2 and these big motherfuckers get, but they don't because of the contracts and the deals that they've negotiated and have. You know, I mean, Joe Budden is just at least he either got it this year or he's getting it this or next year or something. But like the ownership finally for Pump It Up,
don't
finally
bump
for
it
that
up.
shit. But
That
it's
was the
been
best
over 20 some
best
odd
hit.
years.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I haven't owned it at all, and I get paid pennies because over 20 some odd years. Who's gonna spin it now? You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
just I think it's a lot of these negotiations and contracts that they put a lot of these artists in that are like oh, indefinite or in perpetuity. If y'all are ever reading anything and it says in perpetuity for some shit that you own, it better be in perpetuity for you,
Yeah.
not for them. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You gotta watch out for that type of shit.
I think as like her being older too, sometimes you're gonna have to hustle a little bit more and work the system. So people want to hear from you. Maybe start a podcast, get on TikTok. They pay really well when you get your viewership up, when you get your followers up. I think if I've been in the industry for such a long time, I'm gonna find something to do. And I'm not trying to put her out like she, but like, hey Tyler Perry, can I be on one of your? Anybody got any small singing gigs? I'll do it.
Mm.
Never feel like you can't do the smaller things. I'm gonna do it.
I mean, did she seem like she was okay? At
She did
least.
seem okay. I just wonder, like, hey, I didn't like how it seemed like a little bit of the blame went to like her former manager. Like, oh, well, he didn't want to co-sign for this apartment. I'm like,
Oh, it's
girl, you
her
gotta
own
do.
personal
Yeah,
accountability
I'm
in
like,
that
you
one.
gotta do it yourself. And what made you go have to live with your mom? Could we put our pride aside maybe to work with the band with Invoke, so because I'm pretty sure they'd be torn a lot. Like my pride would be to I want to be arguing at this state at this part of my life when you're in
Stage.
your 40s, 50s,
Yeah.
60s, whatever, 50s. I'm assuming I would not be arguing. I need the money. What do we need to do?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the car,
If I got to play Jerry's
unless
Nugget,
that's also a personal choice, because you got these niggas now doing that
sometimes.
van life shit.
Yeah, but
you
like
know.
Vegas is definitely more cheaper than California. So you hope you out here in Vegas van life in it because it's gonna be cheaper. But I hope she can network and someone reaches out so that they can maybe try to assist. Like she shouldn't have to come on camera and expose herself like this. It doesn't. It sucks.
Mm.
So you look at these heroes of yours and you're like, dang man, like I hate to see you going down bad. Can you do anything? Can you do any kind of like voiceovers or
Yeah, it sucks.
just trying to think of some things for her. Like
Yeah,
I'm her manager or something. Like, what can you do? What else can you do?
yeah. I mean,
Or get a regular job maybe. And I hate to say it like that, but some people are like, this all I know is singing, and I get it. But sometimes we might have to
learn something new.
do something else.
Learn something new.
And I'm not trying to shade her or nothing. I just like, dang girl, like, what else have you done? Because they only give us a certain part of their life, right? So I'm digging a little deeper. Like, okay, what else have you been doing? How have you been hustling? Is what my mindset is.
Yeah,
So
yeah. How are you gonna make it work?
yeah.
I get it.
So I
I
hope
get it.
things work out with her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God bless.
Yeah. Earlier, I think it was over the last weekend, I saw DDG. He like live streams his
Oh,
podcast and
yeah.
stuff like
Okay.
that. He was on talking about how Haley or Holly will not allow him to see baby Halo. And I was like, this is kind of weird because every time we see your ass, even on live streams, you have that baby.
Right.
So now we got this whole she won't let me see the baby and I'm about to expose her. And I do not like that. So he
Uh,
says that he went over to her house and he's like, I wasn't even going to take him because he was sick, but I wanted to go downstairs and have time with him. This is the thing. She does not have to have you in her house.
right.
She doesn't have to. And if you want to just hang out at my house, can you take the baby and go? And also, he thinks. I think that when you start getting separate, people think that they just because they have a baby with you, and I'm a woman, but have a baby with you that they can just take the baby whenever. I think there has to be some kind of respect on. Hey, is there anything going on? I wanted to get the baby this. There she could have stuff going on for the baby, and him just kind of trying to expose and stuff. I thought it looked really dumb on his end.
I didn't know anything about it. It suck as shit.
Yeah, it is. It's like, oh, I'm exposed to blah blah blah. I'm like, you look stupid.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us have been through this, men and women, and you have to be respectful. She may not want you in her house,
Yeah.
and you coming over probably unannounced,
Probably.
and then throwing the fit if she's like, no, not this week because I got this going on,
Yeah.
or no, not this.
She is a busy gal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also this is the thing too that was an argument months ago. She might not want you because you're not respecting what she's saying around everybody. You get on Kai Cenat's live stream, you got niggas with
That
guns
was a
and
point of
smoking and
contention last year, I believe, right?
yeah.
When we talked about that.
So I'm gonna be asking you, okay, who's around my fucking kid?
Yeah.
And you feel like as a dad you shouldn't have to tell me this. Why not?
Yeah, it that's I think young dad stupid shit because he's
Especially when you first
younger
separate from your
and he's
girl.
first. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah that's stuff that he'll grow out of hopefully.
Hopefully.
Because truth be told, like yes, it's your kid, but we niggas know that's her kid, my nigga. Like that's your
There has to be
baby,
respect
but
all the
that's
way
her
around.
baby.
Yeah.
There are differences like that, and there is a level of respect. And in the first place, you should be a primo example for that for your son. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? As respectful as you can be towards her, so he has the best representation of that in his face.
Yeah.
Since y'all aren't together, you know what I mean? You need to like step up even more so. So then like it shows to your son that oh you know this is how you should treat women, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying,
absolutely.
so you don't end up being a red flag at any point
Red flag
because this is
DDG.
definitely some of that red flaggy
I
shit.
feel like she knew he was a goofball
Any
because
nigga that's going willing to expose some shit, I hate niggas who expose shit.
I'm the type of girl be like, go ahead,
I
because
don't
you're only
like
gonna make yourself look stupid.
that, like niggas who that's at DJ Academics, that's
Hmm.
Drake behavior. I don't
Blueface,
like,
all
yeah,
that.
all that exact all that shit. That shit's whack as fuck. That's whack as shit.
And
Expose, nigga.
and if she's so not, you haven't seen your baby in months, which is very contradicting because we seen him on live stream weeks ago.
Yeah,
But whatever. If she's such a bad mom in a sense of not allowing you to see your baby, take her ass to court.
yeah.
Why you don't, why
Handle
ain't
it the
you?
right way.
Why ain't you though?
Right.
Because you know what they're gonna say. Oh, she's gonna she you play that game, she'll be like, well, I don't want my baby on live streams.
It's all clout
And then
chasing.
he already know where his money gonna come because
It's
it
all
come from
clout
Halo.
chasing. Because
So
nowadays you can ruin a person's uh reputation in the court of public opinion faster
hmm.
that way since everybody's interconnected and looking online all the time, you know? And so if he takes it and exposes it on a live stream or says some shit in a post, you know what I mean? It's just that one bit of behavior. It's clout. You want to
Yeah.
be reassured and reaffirmed and know like get people on your side. It's clout chasing.
It's so dumb, but then hate the opinions when you're putting it out there, and then hate the opinions when they're like, "No, you looking like a goofball, bro," and she's the mother of your child.
He will definitely get people who are going to support.
Oh yeah,
It's going
absolutely.
to be the detractors as you're
It's
speaking
the
to that
guys
are going to
who
be the
don't do
one.
nothing and be like, "Oh yeah, real fathers." It's like, stop it,
I just said, I just said, those are the type of niggas that want to expose. You know what I'm saying?
stop it.
But nigga, what? I'm too busy for this. I have a kid. I gotta go to work.
Right?
What are you
I'm
talking
Little
about?
Mermaid. Like, stop playing with me.
Shut up.
Right?
You know, she got Disney money. Nigga, relax before you fuck up your bag.
And this is my thing. Right. And this is my thing. Oh, she's not what you guys think, blah blah. We know that. We know that. Not she's not that angelic. We understand that. And she ain't got to be dealing with you.
Wait, surprise everybody, humans are human.
Right. Come on now. You ain't saying nothing.
The
She from
fuck out of
Atlanta. She
here.
black and she from Atlanta. It's okay.
Jesus Christ. Does he know that Walt Disney was a Nazi?
I'm just saying. So I think one of the last things. Well, there's a couple more things I want to talk about, but one thing that just came out a couple days ago that was shocking. You know, we be dealing with Zach douchebaggins and Ghost Adventures, but
Okay, relax.
but I saw that Aaron Goodwin's wife, Victoria Goodwin or whatever, they got married a couple years ago.
Yeah.
She did a murder for hire plot.
Wait, is he dead?
No, so this is
Oh
how she even
shit! I was gonna say Aaron turned out to be a ghost.
right the whole time, right? Spoiler alert. So let me give you some tea. So I guess Victoria had been speaking with an inmate in Florida about how she wanted to do a murder for hire. She was going willing to give this person $11,000. She
Also,
put
Tiger
aside,
King shit.
yeah, $11,000. She put aside, and the only reason that she got caught, this was last year. Or yeah, they found his illegal phone in jail in October, and it had all the text messages in it. Like,
Oh,
oh, you think I'm a bad person because I'm ending his existence, and she wanted to get rid of him, and I'm like, girl, get a divorce. But I don't know what happened to where she did not. It didn't happen because this is October when they found the phone. But yeah, she was trying to do a murder for hire, and they have only been married for a couple years now.
all right. Well, now we have evidence that if you're a straight woman, that's a red flag too.
Oh, guess what? Peep this. She was trying to do it during the filming in California for Ghost Adventures.
Yo.
That was going. Do you think? Just say. Do you
What?
think Zach has something to do with this? Just saying to put a little
Oh,
bit
you
more
know
oomph
what?
on it.
Do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think Zach would monetize it?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, do you think something's gonna like Aaron's like shirt or something would be in the museum?
He's gonna have a special. Believe you me, by October. Listen, we're going into Aaron's house where his wife was trying to do a murder for hire.
In this glass case, I have the cell phone that was
Right.
located in the prison.
Really for what? Is it haunted, bitch? It ain't.
Yo, that is wild.
I'm trying to see if I
Imagine.
had any more information about this. No, but yeah, the cops found it.
Imagine.
Yep.
Okay, she's definitely getting charged and she's going to jail
Yeah,
and
she's in jail right now. She's in
okay,
custody.
good. Hey,
Um,
shout out to Aaron for making it out alive,
I
bro.
think they recently saw him dancing somewhere, so I'm alive. Okay.
You live to the fullest now, brother.
Question. Second question. Could she have been possessed? Because Zach can
Ooh,
use that one.
ooh,
That
ooh,
Aaron brought something home
ooh.
and transferred
You
into
know
her
what's
body.
funny? Because
I
that
would do
happened
that
to his
for
last marriage. He
Aaron's last marriage.
Aaron was married
This is his
before.
fault then. Victoria, I would plead insanity and that you were possessed. The possession of was it Emily Rose? Victoria Goodwin. Go ahead, girl.
Editor Greg put a red flag in my hand right here.
I'm just saying, like, then you hear the problem.
No, he took something home apparently from like someplace. I can't remember which one it was, but it might have been Bobby Mackey's or some shit. But apparently he took something home or something, and it like really caused like static in the marriage. And a couple of years later, they had the divorced after that.
He, I'm gonna say, Aaron, I think you the problem.
Something on your back, brother.
And Zach is playing a dangerous game with you.
Oh.
So, he be probably blowing something on your back and you get home angry, and it go into that's why you can't be having everybody in your house. You can't be hugging everybody because it be those demonic spirits. Hear me out and hear me laugh. Victoria was okay a couple years ago. Something came over her. Is that gonna monetize? October, there's gonna be a
A
special
special.
ghost adventure, and
Yeah.
they're gonna go in Aaron house. They go in the Aaron house. That's what's about to happen.
The Goodwins. That's what it'll be
Right.
called. It'll be called the Goodwins, and he'll do it for sure.
We want answers. And,
Yes, dude.
oh no, then he gonna have all her clothes laid out, and they gonna try to go to the damn Florida prison and see if that damn cell was possessed.
There any actions or anything on the walls to lead to it? Of
He
course.
Zach is so toxic. He gonna think anything Aaron says is gonna be something related to some demonic spirit. One time she fell and it. Hey, maybe at that point he's just gonna think he can. That's how Zach is. He ain't your
I love
friend.
it. I love it.
He ain't your friend.
I'm happy that I'm still gonna be able to see Aaron when I go
Yeah,
watch
absolutely. I'll
Ghost
make it
Adventures.
fun, but it's like, yeah,
Man, that would have been a hard loss for me.
they're gonna probably have a special somewhere,
Oh, for sure.
Hulu or
He'll talk
something.
about it.
Yeah,
They're gonna say something.
I think the guy who was in the inmate that she was talking to, he's on some kind of docu series.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I think one of the last things I want to talk about, and I wanted your like expert, you know, just kind of insight about this is the whole stock market dropping. How I
Ah.
hand a president a good, economy, but they're gonna say it was not a good economy, it wasn't. And then all of a sudden, stock market.
They tend to forget that he was the reason why the country shut down in Corona time.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
they're definitely gonna forget about the economy right now. So keep this on their necks. Essentially, because of all of the tariffs that we discussed last
Last week,
week,
yeah.
watch the episode. Watch the episode. Um, everybody, the trade war essentially has begun.
Yeah.
And with the trade war, companies are literally paying out a yin yang for any type of aluminum, precious metals. We're talking a lot of agriculture stuff, cotton, jean, denim material. Like all clothes are going to get more expensive. So at this point, people are kind of pulling out money from the stock market,
And look what happens.
and turns out to be about $750 billion in a day that we lost, which is lot of fucking money. I had a few $100 drop out of my 401k because of it.
Dang.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's this isn't just like a effect that is hitting like the top 1% as like most people would like try to like think, or
No,
no,
anyone who's
everybody is
invested
it,
and
well,
have
you got
401ks.
to look at your MAGA people don't look at it like that. They think he's doing some government efficiency shit.
Let the Republicans say it's fake news. They're gonna
Man,
say it's fake
I'm telling you
news.
right now, I've seen it. I've seen it. So to lose that amount of money, people are really scrambling. They're taking out distribution loans and things like that. Um, and it's been a very huge tear across the country. A lot of people losing. Some people lost their entire 401k
Oh,
retirement, and others lost a very significant portion.
jeez.
I only vested a small, so I lost a small.
Hmm.
Still lost. Should be there.
Yeah.
This should not be happening, but
Hmm.
y'all did this. Y'all voted him in.
Canada, I just want to say, like, your beef with Trump is with him. Like, a lot of us do not
I think
associate with
most of
him.
us.
So, can you just keep your foot on his neck and not ours? Like, if I need to borrow a cup of sugar, like, can I call you and not you try to tax the shit out of me? I'm
Me,
just
bro.
saying, like, they're playing a dangerous game. I don't got time for this orange man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's looking like we can be headed directly for another
Another
recession.
recession is, I saw that it's predicted for the summer in
Yes.
like 3 months.
Yeah. And it doesn't look good. Everything that they have been saying, I mean, he just stated that he's going to raise the tariffs to 200%. And he's doing that for Eastern European countries. So get ready for all the alcohol that we like drinking over here to be
Prohibition
10
era.
times more expensive.
We
Yeah.
gonna bootleg that. Oh,
Bootlegging.
listen, niggas been bootlegging in jail, so we gonna find our way.
Get the Pruno.
Bro, we ain't even playing.
But it's it's just a lot of shit that's gonna really go down. And we have a lot of billionaires right now looking funny. A lot of millionaires looking funny, like, hey, wait, this wasn't supposed to.
Well, bitch, you did. So what happened? What's happening?
And we have another 4 years
No,
and like 10 months or 9 months of this shit left.
I don't even
Yeah,
want to count it down. But it's like part of me like, thank God that it feels like it's going by fast. Like the days are going by fast, but it's like,
right,
oh my goodness, I blink and what is it gonna look like? Like
exactly.
dystopia,
It certainly feels like it's going that way.
Doom,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Fifth Element,
I'm not gonna lie to you. It certainly feels like it's going that
Back to
way.
the Future 2.
I think what's going to be the biggest things are these next coming up executive orders to try to get rid of the Department of Education. There was another one talking
He
about
just wants us to be as dumb as him
possibly getting rid of Social Security, and that on its own
with all
is
our older people.
absolutely terrifying to me.
So many people live off of that.
Cause I don't know about y'all, but I do plan on getting old.
I don't plan on Social Security because
No,
I just,
you'll get Social Security in the first place. The thing is what Social Security is literally in a self funded insurance system for the entire country,
mhm.
not funded by the government. If we put our own money from our paychecks, a certain percentage, into
Yeah. I just
Social
always hear it's
Security.
gonna could dry
The
up by the
thing
time we
being
get
is,
older.
and so in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, or no, excuse me, the 40s, 50s, 60s, because it started in the 40s. The thing is, if you made $1 million, over $1 million. Oh, excuse me, I think it was 470,000. Excuse me, 470,000 up to $1 million. Every or 90% of that dollar that you make after that like cap
Hmm.
taxed sent to Social Security.
Okay.
If you make over this much. But this was back then, and we saw the largest amount of like economic growth the country has ever seen within those times. That's when you get the industrial area stuff, and you start seeing is getting a lot more money into schools, so you see a lot more technological advances because people are able to pay for shit, right?
Yeah, but it's like, how you gonna take anything when our check's so low?
It's our
Just
biggest.
saying.
It's the biggest fund we have. It's literally the biggest fund we have, and it takes care of 2/3 of our country, like elderly people.
Hmm.
if anybody else figures out if they want to get old or not, you are going to leave that money on the table, and it's going to fuck generations behind us for years.
Hmm.
Like my great grandchildren won't have it if that's the case. So for him to be doing all these different changes, and for Doge to even be a thing, I'm looking now at a country I'm not really familiar with, but I'm also like, this is what y'all get.
You know, it's funny. Rosie O'Donnell took her daughter and she went to Ireland. She said, "I might come back in 4 years." She stood
I
on
get it.
business.
I get it. I get it. It makes me happy I got passports.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Or we got passports. So, because, man, let me tell you,
yeah.
if we could.
Shoot, I'll leave this place behind.
Quick, fast, in a hurry.
All right. Well, is there any last words of wisdom before we head out for the
I
weekend?
mean, to drag that out, but you know what? Reality is
No,
reality.
because this made me. It
Yeah,
sucks.
have a good weekend, y'all.
I'm a little upset now, but just remember, you guys, we drop our new episodes every Friday on all streaming platforms, and we're on YouTube on Sundays at Ideally Though Pod. So like, subscribe, hit the bell button,
Share them shits.
and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Here.